Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am going to be reviewing Dracula from Netflix, the trilogy series thingy, because these shows could have easily been called movies because they're 90 minutes long. I will be the first to admit if I have made mistakes. I will be the first to admit when I have been too harsh on things. My judgment on Dracula's first episode may have been a little too harsh. It may have been, and I may have made mistakes on it. My initial reactions, which you did not see because I did not publish them. I mean, I did put them in on Facebook, but my Facebook is more private than public. Anyway, I will be giving an objective, subjective, and moviegoer, like I always do. But I also want to touch on my original reactions to the first episode. Basically, I thought it was, at first, identity politics crap and whatnot. I thought that it was just SJW garbage. Because I don't like identity politics in my goddamn shows. As you all know. But as I watched the full thing, and then I watched the full series, they didn't touch on any more of it. I mean, except for the third episode. What, you never heard of women's rights and whatnot? It has a perfect response to it. I mean, people don't have rights. That is an illusion. But that's also from a overtime perspective of centuries, you know? But anyway, the first episode, yes, it had identity politics in it. Yes, he referred to a man as a bride because he wanted to take Jonathan Harker as a bride. And I'm like... And I literally stopped the part, or the show, right there, and I went to my Echo Dot. And I'm going to do this for you guys too. Alexa, define the word bride. Oh, she's being silent. Alexa, define bride.
Bride is usually defined as a newly married woman or a woman about to be married. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for bride.
See that? Newly married woman or a woman about to be married. So to call Jonathan Harker a bride is incorrect. Now, before I do continue, I want you to understand why I am going against all of this stuff and for the future of this video. They said in the show itself that this is based off of the stories of, or based off of the novel Bram Stoker's Dracula. Because I am giving this entire series a failing score, is because they based it off of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the novel. The best adaptation was the 90s one with Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, and Anthony Hopkins. Also, I mean, that was they used actual lines and all that stuff from the book and put it into the movie. Now, if they were basing it on the characters of Bram Stoker's Dracula, fine. This would have actually gotten a passing score. But when they base it on the novel Bram Stoker's Dracula, you are basing it off of the story that is told. Sure, you could do your whole modern take and all, but if you are basing something off of the actual original works, if you are basing it off the novel and specifically stating it, you should stick with the original story. And because they didn't, the story suffers, subjectively. Objectively, the acting is decent, could be better. The story doesn't keep me engaged. The pacing was very boring. It was very bad. Editing, cutting, directing, production, all that stuff. I mean, the settings and whatnot, those were beautifully done. I mean, the places where they went to film this show was very beautifully done. But with all the stories and whatnot, or with all them gender bending Van Helsing, I'm sorry, folks, that's something that I don't agree with. If you want to create a new character, create a new freaking character. You could have had Agatha Van Helsing as the sister to Abraham Van Helsing. There is no problem with doing something like that. You would have had creative license enough to do that. But no, you had to do that so you could do the whole strong woman thing that doesn't make a woman strong. I mean, yes, the character of Agatha Van Helsing is intriguing, sure. I mean, she's like master detective back in the 1800s, but she's also a nun and all that stuff, but it doesn't make sense. It's complete crap, and it pandered. The first episode was not good in my opinion. I mean, yes, it had all the nice gory stuff and this and that and yada yada, but it doesn't, or it was heavily laced with identity politics. The marketing even confirms this. If the marketing is confirming this, that means the show is going in where you know that identity politics is present. Automatic lower score. The second episode and third episode were better. I mean, it was a improvement. It's steps to improvement. But the rules that they had for vampirism, I mean, you have to be invited, sure. The cross, he doesn't like, and whatnot. Plus, his aversion to sunlight. In the original story of Dracula, he's not affected by the sunlight. It's not his natural time, but he can walk around during the daytime. That is established. I mean, he's absolutely afraid of it, thinks it kills and burns him, but then he finds out later on at the end of the series, sunlight doesn't hurt me. I also have to be selective about who I feed on, so I could take their intelligence and their memories and their knowledge and whatnot. Also, people who have cancer in their body and whatnot, apparently that is deadly to vampires because blood is lives. Not blood is the life, but blood is lives. And I'm like, you're taking key phrases from an original work and you're just changing it to suit your purpose. But hey, whatever, that happens. But this show got better in the second episode. Then in the third one, where they brought him to 2020, from 1897 to 123 years later to 2020, it's like, why would you do this? I mean, yeah, the whole Dracula 2000 movie, that was interesting too, but for the most part, it was ridiculous, but it's good because it's ridiculous. But this one, it had a slightly intriguing story. I mean, there were some rules that were differently observed, which I thought were interesting. Like how the woman, or how a vampire, when they are turned, how they are turned and what they look like as they are turned, sticks with them. So if you're burnt to a crisp, like Lucy Westerna, or Western in this one, was turned, she looked like she was burnt to a crisp. So yeah, that was interesting. But it also played on, or her vanity played against her because she realized she looked hideous and she wanted to die anyway. But yeah, folks, this story, do I recommend? I recommend that everybody sees this story for themselves so they can make their own opinion. I'm simply giving my own thoughts and opinions and my own scoring. But objectively, without bias, the entire series, 3 out of 5. The first one is more 2 out of 5 because it was just god awful. The second one was better, which was 3 out of 5, and the other one was 3 out of 5. Or the third one was 3 out of 5. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for the most part. Where subjectively, the first one is 0 out of 5. I don't like how they gender bend things and identity politics being in it. The second one was subjectively 3 out of 5, and the third one was subjectively 4 out of 5 because it was better acting and whatnot. Showgoer, I will give it a solid 4 out of 5, all three. Because, hey, if you like vampires, this is an interesting take on it, you know? So, yeah. But I do not like how they changed certain things when it came to the story of Dracula. I do not like how they made his the rules that stand against him, how he cannot stand the cross, sunlight, and invitations and whatnot. They made that a mental barrier to him. Basically, okay, so now that I know the truth, I can actually walk into a place. Sunlight doesn't hurt me, so I can walk around in it. And the sign of the cross is only offensive to me because it's because I fear it because of what I know it represents and whatnot. So now I no longer fear it. It makes no sense. I like the original rules better because they had a sense of mysticism and they also had logic adapted to them. The crap, I just kind of had a brain fart. But yeah, for the most part, do I recommend that people watch this show? Absolutely. I think they should make up their own minds about it. Personally, I was bored throughout watching the whole damn thing. I had to stop watching it at first in each episode just to get up and walk around and do something because it could not keep my focus. It could not keep me engaged. Anyway, if you guys or whoever does enjoy this, I'm happy for them. I'm not going to tell people not to enjoy it. But I didn't. But anyway, folks, that is the video. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know in the comments below what you all think of the Netflix series of Dracula, all 3 of the episodes. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I mean, if you have a difference of opinion, by all means, share it. I have no problem engaging with you if you are civil about it. If you are not civil, I will easily just ignore you. Anyway, folks, let me know all your thoughts. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. I do want to say one more thing before I go. I want to thank every single one of my 300 subscribers that got me to this point where I am right now on my channel. And I want to give a special shout out to my 300th subscriber, Eris of Chaos, on Twitter. Thank you very much for getting me to this milestone. I will be doing the milestone video of the ice walk, where I go out onto the ice to walk around a bit and show you kind of what the lake is like up close, you know. But right now, the weather is not suitable for me to do so. We've had very warm weather up in the 50s yesterday, so the lake is not safe to walk on. So, I will get you guys this video, or the milestone video. But please be patient, because as much as I want to do the video for you and get it done, and give you a treat on some of the stuff, I would like to do so being safe while doing it. Anyway, folks, that's all there is to the video. Thank you to every single one of my subscribers. I love you guys all, and I'm very thankful to all of you. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Catch y'all on the next one.